Are you curious to explore the intellectual currents that channel our thoughts and frame our reality? Have you ever meditated for relaxation and accidentally discovered the universe in the process? These matters and many more you may never have even thought of will be yours to explore as you come with me into Muwakil's world. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
We wake up every day to these tests as we strive to be great, and they keep coming, but we gotta persevere, y'all. Yeah, thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one do you have? Thin line, mind of a god, mind of a captain. Which one do you have? Thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one do you have? Thin line, mind of a god, mind of a captain. Every minute I fight with lethargy, striving to be godly, with an intelligence quotient exceeding numerology. Scholar body honorary, school of prophet alum, anthropomorphized lessons so I could become the heartbeat of righteousness. An everyday fight to pump the blood of kings, breathe the breath of life, moving up like Confederates in Yankee territories in the 17th century. But it's a thin line between divinity and iniquity. Mason Dixon hitting and complacent decisions. Division between symptoms of a phenom and a psychopath, gifted and asinine. I want to erase that vertical line on an incline that divides them. Climbing out this box in my mind, it's like having altitude sickness on alpine expedition. Genius vision never fixed in on the depth below. Focus on elevation where others never dare to go. And brainiacs ain't contained in that receptacle. Incredible creative energy becomes perceptible. The cerebral can be an evil alter ego or true pal, and you shall become legendary and futile. Development of a god. I sleep between dates on the calendar. Can't escape a date with a challenger.
Yeah.
It's a blind date in the field division, but my
Yeah.
What up?
What up? Welcome to the green side of things.
Yes. How are you all today?
It's your man Sadeek.
And I'm Cassiopeia.
What's happening, Cassie?
Hey, how was your weekend?
Man, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yeah. What you
peaceful.
do?
Peaceful. I worked.
You worked?
Yeah,
on
but I love
plant-based
what I
African
do.
stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've got the January jump off group, and so it's a lot that happens on the weekends. First of all, Friday, we did a shopping excursion. So we had about 4 members join us on the north side. If you're in the group, pay attention. So we jumped up there and got vegan seafood, vegan shrimp, scallops. It was nice. And then Saturday, worked with a couple of clients. And then, you know, on Sunday morning is our group get-together over why you look like that, Cassie?
Y'all see how I'm side-eyeing him right now?
Why you looking like that? You in the group?
Bro, you know I'm trying to juggle back end plant-based African stuff for the black mom, a 1-year-old. Just shoot me a text, bro. You're so selfish.
But when I shoot you text, you don't answer.
Shut up.
Oh, now you want me to shoot you a text. Just
Call
text me.
me.
That's what everybody says. Just
Call
text
Dre.
me.
Call the baby.
Okay, I might get a better shot if I call the baby. Oshun Koya, I will be calling you.
She's like, hello?
Right, because I sure did hear her this week.
Hello?
Mommy.
I don't want
Mommy.
it. I don't want it.
Mommy. Mommy. That's how she was last night at the end of the call. Mommy. Mommy. Yeah, she was like, Mommy.
Clubhouse.
Mommy. Mommy, is it over? Mommy.
Yes, man. She like, give me these strawberries.
Yeah.
Strawberries.
She's so adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
You. She's a charm. We love her so much.
Shout out to parenting at 40.
Listen, right?
That's a group.
I kind of feel like there was a dig
That's a
inside
group.
of that too.
No, I mean, no.
It's
Why?
definitely a group, but it's like a new thing.
Gee, I'm 50. I got a
Because,
12-year-old. What are we talking about?
40 is the new 20.
Yeah.
I might go too far on that one. 40 is the new 30.
40's the new 27.
25.
Something like that. We're going to go with
I'll
that.
take 27.
Hey,
I can definitely
what's happening
agree
to the
to
group out
28.
there? We got Maganiel, we got Shaka Strong is out there. Who else is out there?
Oh, let me see.
Come on, you all chime in. Join us at the lunch. We got Philip Samuels is out there. Hey, what's up, Brother Phil? What's going on, people? Let us know you're out there in the audience. We need you to like. We need you to comment.
And we need you to share that thing.
Please share the thing, because we're gonna talk about the vaccine.
Lord, today.
This is our second vaccine show, and since the media and it's too much to unravel. Let me put it that way in one show. So we're committed to just discussing it and having an even discussion, balanced discussion, because it's not our job to tell you whether to get it
or not.
It's our job to give you the information so that you can make the decision best for you, the community, and your family.
Absolutely. There's no shaming.
No shame.
No shaming, right.
Either way.
We're just talking about, these different options and stuff out here. But we know that, this vaccine conversation can get a little heated.
Absolutely.
But definitely put your comments in there if you want to know more. Whatever you got to say, you can share with the people.
Hey, we got Sister Leslie out there. We got Jasmika out there. What's up, Jazzy?
Jazzy. That's my boo thing there.
I got it.
Yes.
Yeah, she is awesome.
Yes, please make sure you just keep sharing, everybody.
Everybody got to share, because we're going to start this conversation at about 1:30.
Yeah, we want a goal of like 30 people listening.
Yeah, we want the room filled, because you want to hear
Live
what
listeners.
this brother, because the brother, he's got about 8 nursing degrees.
Oh, wow.
Tech degrees, and has studied health
I
on
didn't even
2
know that
continents.
you can get 8 different types of nursing.
You can.
degrees.
I'm being
exaggeratory. Whoa, exaggeratory?
Yes. So look.
You went far.
So
on
look,
that
y'all.
one.
So like, comment, share, bring some people into this discussion today. We want to arm you, because I put up a post saying what was on the green side today, and I put in the middle of it, I said, if you have some questions, inbox me. Do you know people inbox me with questions?
Absolutely, because people
They were
got
like,
questions.
this what I want to know. Since y'all talking about it,
Yeah.
this
Let
is
me
what I
know.
want to know.
Yeah. Is my arm gonna fall off?
Yeah, so
You know,
it's
what's
real
gonna
talk.
happen?
It's real talk. So
Yeah.
I feel committed to having discussion. We want to leave no stone unturned. Real talk.
Yeah.
So Cassie, I got a question for you.
I'm listening.
Did you get your soul vegan food yet?
I have not gotten my soul vegan food. Let me tell you, right? So Elamont,
Soul vegan.
he's a great dude. Let me just say, these
Depends
are
on
all
what day.
games. But
Okay.
definitely, he told me, I didn't ask for this.
What did he say to your face?
He said, I'm going to bring it to the show. Don't worry, Cass. I'm going to bring it up to the show.
And what happened?
Oh, there's nothing here. I have nothing here. Ron, have you seen anything?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You sure? Let's check. Brother King, if you're out there, let's do this, you all. Let's do this.
Let's tag him.
Let's tag. He's
Let's
already
troll
tagged
him.
him.
Let's troll him.
Right. Somebody type this number in. 773 494
5768.
773 494.
5768. And
That
say,
is the-
where's Cassie's food? Text him,
Cassie?
where's Cassie's food?
And if you let them know that you tuned into the green side of things, they have a sample pack for you this
Oh.
week. And if you're in the January jump off, if you're trying to find a way for better health,
Yeah.
whatever it is, 773
494.
5768.
Tell them you want the sample pack.
You want the sample pack,
and you want Cassie to get her food.
and Cassie has to get her food.
Yes,
She's
because
gotta
I
get it.
would love to tell you what's in the sample pack, but I don't know because I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, he's watching. He says,
Oh.
no. Oh, it's on the way now.
Is it?
Is it really?
Is
How many weeks
really
has it been?
on- Listen, I've been hearing this. I feel like a side chick.
Wow. You a soul vegan side chick?
Listen, I'm a soul vegan side chick.
Oh, no.
It's 10:30, and he been on the way for the last 3 hours.
So
I
we
fell
gotta
asleep
we gotta remedy that, y'all.
waiting for my soul
We
vegan
can't-
sample pack.
I'm in New York. Can I get one? Oh, we got people from New York that want some
It can
soul
definitely
vegan.
be shipped to you.
We can
and,
ship it to you.
I mean, is soul vegan across the country in the stores too, or is it just Chicagoland area?
it's just Chicago.
That's okay.
Right
it could be shipped to
But
you.
we can work something out.
It could definitely be shipped to you because they package it well. It is awesome. It's in the freezer section. at
Sadeek
Whole
stole
Foods.
your food. Hey man, hey,
Who
come
said
out of
that?
there.
Who said that?
Ryan Elamai said that. Brother King. So if you all don't know, he is like the co-owner, the president of marketing, and he is the sole vegan man. But he didn't get Cassie her food.
Listen, and I'm gonna keep asking.
So you
Because
all.
you know what ended up happening
What's
is
that?
that he then was like, well, just come get it up north.
Ah, okay. Well, then not that far up north.
And I ain't got no problems with that. It's just that you told me you was going to deliver it. I thought I was special.
Oh, they on 39th Street. It's a whole pickup thing. We had members from the group went and pick up food this week.
That's fine. I
So,
thought I was
the
special.
sample pack. So, Brother King, since you're inside the announcements, since you're in the comment section, why don't you type in what's in the sample pack this week? These people want to
Man.
test some of that lasagna, mac and cheese, green. We had to stop talking about it because Cassie was getting hungry and
I'm
mad.
rumbling.
And
I'm
now I'm
rumbling.
gonna write that down. Soul vegan side chick.
So vegan side
That might be a
chick.
T-shirt.
I need to be a soul vegan wife and not a soul vegan side
Not
chick.
a soul vegan side chick.
Because-
You can't have my co-host feeling like she
You
a
know what I'm
side
saying?
chick out
Wives
here.
get stuff on time.
Wow. Okay, we're trying to get Cassie married to some mac and cheese.
You know, listen, that's it. I don't want to have my Valentine's Day dinner after Valentine's
After
Day.
Valentine's Day, you want it on
I want
Valentine's
it
Day.
on Valentine's.
All right, cool stuff. So they out there. So you all, shout out to everybody. We need you to like, comment, and share.
Yes,
so
please, right now. Look, we had 23 people.
I
or
love it. Let's
24.
keep going.
I need 7 more people.
let's keep
Tag
going.
some
We want more
people.
than that because it's gonna fluctuate. Let's get up to
Yeah.
40 and then let it bounce
Yes,
down.
that's fine. Let's get it. But,
So
you
what's
know,
happening with the Black Mall, Cassie?
Man, you know, I'm supercharged. Coming off of a Clubhouse talk that me and my girl Kiana did from WDB Marketing. So it was Marketing Mondays with WDB and theblackmall.com.
Okay.
And it was super dope because we were giving out such great information on how to market your business. Thank you, Sadeek. You was in the audience. You was listening. You took some
took notes. I did,
Right? And then
yeah.
you actually implemented some of the strategies
did, today.
that
It
we
was
talked about. What did you do?
Real-time info. They were saying in the marketing group how today, as opposed to years ago, people want to hear your story. They want to see real action, live
Mm-hmm.
photography. So I actually switched up some of my posts to include real shots.
Yeah,
right?
that-
And as opposed to just a flyer
Mm-hmm.
or something static, and got whole different responses based on which picture.
Yeah.
Using the same text.
The same text,
The
but
same
a different
text,
image.
but different images. So
Yeah.
makes sense. So dope. Shout out to Kiana. Shout out to you. Great job. You guys
Thank
are doing
you.
fabulous stuff. So what's up on Thursday
On
night?
Thursday, so the next Clubhouse that we do is shout out your it's Black Business Shout Out.
You co-hosting that with somebody?
Yes, I'm co-hosting that with you,
Whoa!
Sadeek.
What's up? I get another
Yes,
shot.
you definitely get that. So he's going. So if you're a Clubhouse listener, he's gonna have a green bean. Okay, green beans mean that you're a moderator, and you know that's a thing on Clubhouses to have. Please give me that green bean, okay, so that I can
Yeah.
feel like I'm actually helping running that show. So Sadeek is gonna be on there with the Black Business Shout Out. We're gonna be hosting that along with Kiana as well,
Right.
and Toure and Taharka of
whole
Helping
cast.
Hands.
We need
and
to ask
Decent
Maze to jump
Times.
in there with us.
Absolutely, we need to go
Brother
ahead
Jackson,
and
we need
see
you to
it.
jump in there.
Yeah, come on. Let me get that. Let me give you this green bean up in there,
Right.
and let's ping some people into the room, because what's going to happen is that if you have a Black-owned business and you can come on Clubhouse and join us, you'll be able to shout out your business. We want your best 30-second pitch.
Got it.
Okay, and then I'm going to give you information on how you can start kind of learning if you're like, I don't know how to pitch, I don't know what to do.
I love this,
Well, you know
yeah.
the Black Mall is the winner of the Southside pitch, okay? And
Yes.
we won 11K because we had that best pitch, all
Best
right?
pitch.
So I love it, and I got second place a couple of years ago at another one.
You've been honing the pitch thing for like the last half a
Yeah.
decade. Though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like real talk.
Absolutely. And that's something that you need, because it's not just about winning competitions. When you're pitching to be able to get these investors. You're also pitching to be able to get new customers, new clients. So you got to be EEC, efficient, effective, and concise.
Ooh,
Okay?
EEC.
EEC.
Efficient,
Effective, and concise. Get to the damn point.
I love that.
But actually have some substance within your point. So we love to talk and help. So we're going to be having, weekly conversations where you can kind of learn how to,
That's wonderful.
refine your pitch. And
So
also
guys,
some great other business tips. But you got to be following me on Clubhouse, okay?
And you can
ping
follow
me.
the Plant-Based African too. I'm on
Yes.
Clubhouse. Follow Sadeek, follow Cassie, follow Kiana.
Yes.
And join us in that group.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Mine is at the Black Mall. And Sadeek, what is your handle on?
Sadeek. At PB African. Something like that.
At PB African.
At PB
African.
So
So make sure
follow
you're
us.
following us, and then also hit the bell so that you know that we're going to be coming on.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. Great work, Cassie.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
work.
you. Thank you.
So I have to. I'm big on being fair and balanced, right? So last Thursday, I did
Yeah.
a whole thing on the Chucks,
Yeah.
and I would have preferred Kamala to be in some type of black gear. We were talking about the Chucks specifically.
Specifically about
We
the
talked
Chuck.
about how Michelle was wearing a black designer. But I want to be, shout out to Kamala as well, because she was wearing black designer gear.
Nice. So that's what's up. That's what's up.
So I want to be balanced with that.
Yes. So shout out to Kamala for, wearing, black owned designers, that's a big deal.
Black male designer out of Atlanta, by the way.
Okay, what's the name? So
I don't
I'll
know.
get that together.
He
and
gotta
I'll make
send
a
us
post
something.
about that. I know I still have to actually create the meme that we asked Kamala to go ahead and push the black owned Chucks.
They need to see us.
Yeah, Nagast. So nagastfootwear.com. And they need to see us.
They need to see us.
Oh yes, they need to come.
Don't they
holler
need to
at
see us?
And the
Yeah,
gas needs to come
absolutely. We
holler at
pushing
us.
their thing.
Yes, Kamala need to
Yeah.
come holler at us.
Yeah.
But we're pushing that out there so that people can be driving that traffic and buying, so that you're not just going out and getting Converse and we're not recycling the black dollar that way. And
Right.
we got all these black people that's supporting, Kamala, and ain't nothing coming back to
And
us.
nothing coming back to the community.
Yeah,
So
that's not reciprocal. That's not
shout
African.
Shout out to her and the for carrying a black designer all the way to the inauguration.
Yeah.
But we want to do something about them. And we need, if there's a black pearl dealer out there, we need to know that too. Chucks and pearls.
Well, you know what? We got stone dealers. So
Stone
shout out
deal-
to
but I'm just
Lala,
saying, let's make it
Laditria.
happen, yeah.
So she could get you the pearls.
Right.
And then probably string something for you so that you can get your pearls. So all my sorority members, we're going to get Lala out here to get you some actual pearls. And maybe she could add some other healing stones in there too.
That's right. To all the devastating divas of Delta Sigma Theta.
You better! You
So,
know it!
Shout out.
Yes, the devastating
And that's
divas
from my mom.
DST.
That's a long story. It's personal.
I know.
It's personal.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
It's like
shout out to my mom.
shout out to your mom. May
Yeah.
she transition well and
Yeah,
dance with
all
the
of that.
ancestors.
Oh, she up there smacking people right now. Mom,
That's
don't
what's
stop.
up.
Yeah, she
Hey,
she all around here.
she keeping people in check.
She's
She
sitting
keeping
right
the
there right
spirits
now.
in check.
I got it. But she loved her some Delta Sigma Thetas.
And
Got to put it out there. So yeah, I want to make sure that I acknowledge that just as much as I jumped on her. But I still got a problem. I got a problem.
What's your problem?
My problem is this Harriet Tubman $20 bill. And it was on the news, and it's part of, matter of fact, there was an article that came out says that Joe Biden is pushing warp speed to have Harriet put on the $20 bill. And I'm like, gee, that's more symbolism. How about we just put more 20s in people's pockets?
Come on now.
The image is great.
Yeah, I mean,
You
could
get me
put-
right, you know what I'm saying?
So how about this? You
Can we
could
get some
put
policy?
You could put Harriet picture on the dollar bills and only distribute them to black people.
Yeah, how about that? Let me get all of the bills that you put Harriet on, right? If we're going to do something like, let's get some different policy. Now, I don't want pictures. I need policy. You understand? So I'm just saying that the whole
And-
Harriet Tubman but they were saying it like it's a win. Again, my question is, what did we win?
Right.
And if you are acting as if putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill is a win. I don't know if I'm with that.
Yeah, it's just
That,
right. It's symbolism. I have no issues with symbolism, but I'm with you. You gotta have the substance to go back with it. I think we definitely need to push that these $20 Harriet Tubman bills need to be pushed out to Black-owned businesses.
Right.
And then I want to see how long they stay recycled in the Black community.
Absolutely, because we can check that with the new face. Dave Fuller says we need reparations. Cut the check.
Yeah.
And
Cut the check.
that the reparations thing,
Down.
and I
Take your
think
goofy
it's
down.
Say it again.
Pay for me.
Do it again.
And cut the check. Turn your goofy down.
Yeah, cut the check. but you naming or putting Harriet's image on the $20 bill, unless there's some more of those 20s circulating to Black people, it's just symbolism to me, G. I'm past the picture thing. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I think it should be tied with reparations and should be tied with either PPP money or grant money that is set aside specifically for Black businesses.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we need to do something like that.
Yeah, and I need to see all of them 20. I should only see 20s flowing through Black-owned businesses. If I go to Walmart and I get a Harriet 20 back, we got some problems.
If you get a Harriet 20 back from Walmart?
Yes, and we need to be able to track all of the Harriet 20s. I remember there was some website where you were able to, maybe we could do this.
What's that?
Where move the hand sanitizer.
Hey, shout out to Lil Ron, our producer.
Ron.
Hey, you gotta, keep us in there, man. Move the hand sanitizer. I love it.
It needs to be branded because we staying safe. But we need to, so we should do a site where we can track all of the Harriet 20s. Because what can people do is, I've seen this where people have like a $5 bill, and people will have a $5 bill or a $1 bill, and you would be able to kind of track where it went because folks would upload it onto, the serial number onto this website, and then you would be able to see who had it, where it's been, and watch the life of these. Of those bills. So I think we should track every single Harriet 20.
Hey, I like that if that works. How about only Black banks get the first issuing of the Harriet 20?
Come on now. And they got to use them again for grants and loans to Black-owned businesses.
Something. Because I just, the picture is not working for me. Okay, y'all.
We're coming up with some good stuff. We need a lobby. We need to get reading.
Well, that's what we got the platform for.
Yes.
What's in it for the Black people?
But we got to get the lobbyists to go out and then do their work with these ideas that we coming up with.
That's true. But we're gonna do our end. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna put it out there in the marketplace. So listen, you all. We need you to like, comment, share the broadcast. We are getting ready to have this vaccination conversation part 2. We started it with Dr. Terry Mason.
Yes.
And we've got a great guest that is coming on today. But what we want you to do before we even begin the conversation is, if you have questions, right, start to put them in the chat right now. Like literally put the questions that you have in the chat right now. I'm pulling up the questions that people started sending me as of yesterday, but you got to put them in the chat so Cassie and I can get to them. We've got a whole bunch of, this is an issue we want to make sure that we are well versed, especially in the Black community.
Yeah, when you say the chat, you mean the comment section?
That's what I meant. That's what I said. This the pretty little girl you talking about, Agatha? Angela. That's what I said.
Listen, hey guys. Let's bring it back up. We was at 28. I need this to go back up.
They coming. They going. It's lunchtime, so some people are just tuning in and out. They're just grabbing their sandwich.
Have a seat. Sit back down. Relax. Throw your feet up.
Yeah, absolutely. Join us in the room, but we definitely are having this vaccination conversation today.
Oh, okay. Ronald King is putting in here the. I guess it's
what did he put in there?
Sample pack, lasagna lunch, mac lunch, side of mac, lasagna, eggplant, kale salad, bean curd salad, jerk steak wrap, unreal chicken wrap, jerk tofu wrap, pasta salad, barbecue delight, soul vegan sample pack.
What?
I can't wait to have mine, Brother Ronald.
What? Read that again.
Listen. Lasagna lunch, mac lunch, side of mac, lasagna, eggplant, kale salad, bean curd salad, jerk steak wrap, unreal chicken wrap, jerk tofu wrap, pasta salad, barbecue delights, soul vegan sample pack. I tried to say it like the all beef patty
special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
Yeah, it was a couple of more syllables.
They got
I
the Big
wasn't
Mac.
prepared for.
We had a Big Mac. They both have 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. Their buns have sesame seeds. Ours don't.
They got the golden
That's a
arches.
classic, G. We got the golden arcs. It's the green side of things, you all. So listen, we will be talking with Stephen Newbern. He is an RN, an MSN. Like, let me read you these credentials, okay? He is receiving right now his doctorate in nursing, right? He has a master's of science in nursing. Mm-hmm. He has a bachelor's of science in nursing. This is like incredible.
He is super nurse.
Bachelor's of science. The bachelor's in nursing was like his second BA. He's got his first BA in business administration, right? Information systems.
Oh, wow. That's what's up.
He's registered with the state of Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a registered nurse. He's a licensed nurse in Alabama, right? And he's FEMA certified, levels 100, 700, and 800.
Wow.
Meaning he can fly if anything breaks out. He can fly there, and he's certified not to just help, but to lead.
That's dope.
That's how qualified this brother is.
That's
and
dope.
he deals in not just Western health, but he's also an alternative health guru. So,
Did I miss it? Did you say he was a RN?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, RN, MSN,
RNs are doctors.
DDN.
RNs are doctors that care.
Yeah, PhD. I mean, this guy's it's incredible. So listen,
yes,
we got to go to break. We're at the half, so we want you to like,
comment,
and share the broadcast.
Yes.
Drop your questions in the comment section. What did I say?
You said the chat. I was like, we don't have a chat.
It's like a chat, right? It's kind of,
sort of. But then people will be looking for the chat.
That's right. Okay.
Like,
so
chat?
Drop them in the comment section. We're going to be talking with Stephen Newbern when we come back. And you're on the green side of things with Sadeek
and Cassiopeia.
We'll see you on the other side.
WIFTPM. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
Office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Hey Chicago, you know we've all been impacted by COVID, especially in our communities. Help protect Chicago. We need everyone to stay safe and get the facts about the COVID-19 vaccine. Visit the What's in It for the Black People Media Facebook page and www.chicago.gov/COVIDVax for the facts.
We wake up every day to these tests as we strive to be great, and they keep coming, but we gotta persevere, y'all. Yeah, thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one of you have thin line, mind of a god, mind of a captain. Which one of you have thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one of you have thin line, mind of a god, mind of a captain. Every minute I fight with lethargy, striving to be godly, with an intelligence quotient exceeding numerology. Scholar body honorary, school of prophet alum, anthropomorphized lessons so I could become the heartbeat of righteousness. An everyday fight to pump the blood of kings, breathe the breath of life, moving up like Confederates in Yankee territories in the 17th century. But it's a thin line between divinity and iniquity. Mason Dixon hitting and complacent decisions, division between symptoms of a phenom and a psychopath, gifted in vertical line on an incline that divides them. Climbing out this box in my mind, it's like having altitude sickness on alpine expedition. Genius vision never fixed in on the depth below. Focus on elevation where others never dare to go. And brainiacs ain't contained in that receptacle. Incredible creative energy becomes perceptible. The cerebral can be an evil alter ego, a true pal, and you shall become legendary and futile. Development of a god. I sleep between dates on the calendar. Can't escape a date with a challenger. Now that's a blind date in the field of vision, but my other senses reveal I'm with it. Yeah. The thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one of you after?
Thin line. God, mind of a captive. Which one are you after?
Hey.
Welcome back to the green side of things.
Yes, sir.
With Sadeek.
And I'm Cassiopeia.
What's happening, you all?
All
Shout
right.
out to my man Elyar Reeve in New York with the thin line.
Yes, sir.
Mind of the master, mind of the captive. Which one are you after?
Come on
I
now.
love that.
Come on, Chi-Town
I
music.
love that. Chi-Town born, Chi-Town raised. And we are back on the green side of things, and we have our brother, Stephen Newburn, on with us. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I know you just got through pulling a 18-hour shift last night.
Yeah.
Because I woke you up. I woke you up.
Getting ready to go
make
back
sure
and do it again.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I woke you up. So, first of all, we want to say thank you, and we appreciate you for taking time out of your day. You are what is definitely considered to be a front line, what is it called? Worker?
Essential
Frontline
worker.
Essential worker.
Frontline, yes.
Frontline, all of that. So tell us, first of all, tell us a little bit about, you work in a hospital. We read your qualifications, but just tell us a little bit about what you do on a daily basis and what you've seen before we go into this vaccine talk.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me to the program because, so many times I get on radio programs and you get nervous. Okay, what are they going to ask me? What are they going to say? Then you get, and it's just like in my career with Microsoft, I used to go out and do all of the big speeches. And whenever there's a new product release, I'd get out on stage in front of thousands of people. And then I realized that I was more nervous before, but that 5 minutes before you go on, then it kicks in, the adrenaline kicks in. Then you're like, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. and
You ready to
and when
suit up.
she started reading off that menu, I was like, hey. So, you need to make my sister. You need to make a song out of that one. You had it going on right there.
Thank you.
Don't challenge her because it'll definitely be a song
Oh,
next
listen.
week.
Hello?
Greens, beans, potato. No,
Come
go
on.
ahead.
All right, if
You
it was
know
bumping.
Hey, brother Steven, I just got to ask really
Yes.
quick. Do I hear an accent?
If you hear an accent, it's either Southern accent or, as I like to say on behalf of my wife, maybe it's my South African accent coming through.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've had the blessed opportunity to live all over the world,
Wow.
and to see a lot of cultures. And to be honest with you, nursing is really my third career. And I started out in technology. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I love programming. I love creating things. I love studying. But I spent some time in Benin, West Africa, about 3 years, and I was helping out on a nonprofit project there. And I got tired of seeing people die around me and not being able to do anything. I could program anything as long as I had electricity.
Yeah.
But when it came down to, not having a computer, I really felt dumb. And that's why I said, you know what? Hey, let's go back and let's figure out how to be intelligent about this. So before I go any further, I have to say, give shout out to all of my fellow nurses out there, male, female, all the nurses and healthcare practitioners out there, because a lot of people don't realize the stress that is being placed on the healthcare system right now. And in particular, I never thought about becoming a nurse. I always thought that was a female thing, But when I started to look at it, I said, there's a place for brothers in here. There's a place for men to come in and hold an intellectual capacity to create a change. Because as we get into our discussion today about vaccines, we have to understand we can't just look this direction. You have to be able to stop and look around you and say, what is it that's affecting my health and everybody else's health?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this and talking about, and then I would be remiss if I didn't shout out to my brothers in Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. You know, you gave that shout out to the Deltas.
Ron,
I got to give a shout out to my brothers as well. You know?
Ron, cut the cord.
Let me guess.
He brought up the wrong frat. You'd have been better off saying shout out to the Deltas.
But you know what?
Go Mob.
We're all in this together.
You got that right. You know, I like them pyramids that y'all got.
And we're going to make it.
Maze Jackson, where are you? I just want to bring this up. The owner of the entire network is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
That's awesome.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I know some great brothers.
Absolutely. The only fraternity on record with presidents of Africa who are members. Go ahead, Alpha Man.
That's all right. See, he gonna try to drag me another way, but I'm gonna keep it on.
I ain't gonna drag you nowhere. You brought it up.
Hey, listen, Stephen, watch this. Ain't Bill Clinton a Sigma too?
Yeah, shout out to the first in the Oval Office, Phi Beta Sigma. She tripping. Don't have me digging no history books, Cassie. Because you know I'll be here Thursday. Like,
listen, what you want, Shirley Chisholm? What you want, Mary McLeod Bethune? What you want,
Barbara Streisand? I'm gonna find out.
The power of this.
Go ahead. No, we talking about vaccines. Go ahead, brother, nurse.
You know, as we come together, I mean, we sit down and we listen to each other and we listen to our differences. Now, that's the same approach that we have to take relative to vaccines.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's going on out here. And unless we come together like on a program like this and have a consistent, methodical thinking process, we won't understand what's going on. You know, and that's why it's so important. So a lot of the things that I've been concentrating on and talking with people about vaccines and even with my patients that I see on a regular basis is I have to always go back to say, first things first, what are you putting in your mouth? Right. I mean, it always starts with diet. You've got to have that discussion. And then it starts off also with your environment.
Yeah.
You know, where do you live? What do you eat? What do you do? Who are you around? Because all of these things, when we talk about holistic medicine, we talk about holistic practices, that's what this is about, is what are the things that are around me that are causing me to be in dis-ease, right? There's a saying that I like to tell people all the time, and that is, truth has the inherent power to produce the promised effects. In other words, if you understand the truth about something, then you can move all of the lies away. And that's what I love about this program, is that you're giving an opportunity for people to hear information and make value judgments about whether it's good for me or bad for me, and then move on and make a value decision from there. And so we have to encourage more programs like this. And I just want to say I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to speak with you here today.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that. And we were asked to do, we came with the idea of the green side, and the station owner or the platform owner said, let's give it a shot, let's give it a go, and the people watching welcomed us. So we just want to say thank you to What's in It for the Black People Media. I want to say thank you to Sister Africa and to Cassie for joining me and a whole team that put this together. So let's go ahead. Let's get started.
All right.
Want to ask you, so let's talk about what a vaccine is. And I know we've had some pre-discussions, but I'm interested in the angle of vaccine actually started as a holistic practice and then got dragged somewhere. But what is it? We walk through this. Let's succinctly, as you put it, and methodically go through this information. What is a vaccine, or what is happening when I get vaccinated?
All right. So let's go back and let's step back a little bit and understand how things have progressed and developed over the years. So a vaccine in itself, in its very basic definition, is basically a substance that is designed to improve the immune response of the body. Okay. So that could be as simple as, if I'm in an argument with some, as they say, ignorant people, the vaccine may be me walking away, right? That's a simple way of looking at it. Another way of looking at vaccine is, okay, if I am sick then as mama used to tell me, hey, go take some castor oil, or hey, or go drink something this and do that. That becomes considered a vaccine because it's designed to improve my body's immune system in some form or fashion. Unfortunately, now today, because I don't want to say that people are not reading more, but because I think we're not taking the time to really investigate where the information is coming from, we now equate vaccines with something that's in a syringe and you get a shot in the arm and it's supposed to make you feel better, right?
Okay.
So when we look at the origins of vaccines, and this goes all the way back into the 1700s, back with natural health practitioners, believe it or not. All right. This is way before even the American Medical Association was created and all the other medical associations, just basic health practitioners. They understood that a simple practice of if I see somebody sick, all right, or let's say if I see someone or another animal sick, what they would do is to try to take a little bit of the blood or of the saliva or other things of a person that is sick. And what these practitioners used to do, they would then take it, put it in some water, then they would keep diluting the water, and then they would spread it out in multiple vials. Then they'd take one of those vials, dilute it in some water, till it got down to literally thousands of a part of the original thing that caused the problem. Then they took that, and that's what they injected or had somebody to drink. And that's really how vaccines got started. And it's very simple. But you know what? It makes sense. It's kind of like what they say, a bit of the hair that you get some of the hair of the dog that bit you, right? And if you take something into your body and it's so small and infinitesimal, all right, that it's not going to harm you as if you would drink a whole big thing of it, it gives your body a chance to learn what it is and then fight it off. Now, but what's missing from this understanding of that basic concept is that you have to understand that the body, the chemistry, the mechanization, everything that creates the human immune system is so intelligent, it can repair itself if given the right, the right supplies, the right energy in order to do it. You got to hear what I'm saying. Is that we have to understand that we are in control of our health. When we let it go, right? When we keep going outside without putting a scarf around your neck, guess what? You're going to catch a cold because the body is saying, hey, you've exposed me to so many things. I can't defend myself again now. And now I'm going to get sick. So if we understand that the body was perfect in its creation, in other words, it can heal itself. How many of you know that every 7 years you get a whole new body?
New cell.
Right? You've heard that before, right? New skin, new bones, new teeth, believe it or not. But the reason why things continue to go wrong is because we continue to do the same things over and over again without realizing the impact on our body. We call that insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the same results.
Or different.
But the reality, yes, but the reality is if we change our environment, if we change the input factors going in, then we can affect the output. Okay. So what I love about this approach, on what I'm hearing about this program, we talk about plant-based cuisines and things like that because it has a profound approach. Studies are now starting to come out that show that a vegetarian, or I'm even going to go as far as to say a vegan diet, has a huge impact on a person's health and their ability to fight off diseases, even COVID-19. Studies are in the works. Okay. That's why it takes time sometimes to see the effects of a lot of things that are out there. So vaccines in that sense are not bad if you understand the original intent of it. Now, so you, and when I say you, everybody who's listening, we have to make informed decisions about vaccines that understand, is this the right thing for me? Now, you don't have to rely on just what's available here. That's not the only vaccine. I always like to tell my patients, let's start with, again, what you're putting in your mouth, what are you doing, and other things like that. For example, some of the studies that have been out there are showing and suggesting that taking like vitamin D, vitamin C, and some other things are actually useful in boosting your immune system. And how many of us take the time out to understand what is our immune system? Where does it come from? How does it work?
Mm.
And that's what's missing. And I try to teach my children this. I get them to understand, hey, you know what that you're putting in your mouth? Hey, let's go get some of this. Let's put that in here. And one of the great ways that we can help our system, not just with the immune system, but our body, is I like to tell people, eat the colors of the rainbow every week.
Yeah.
You hear many practitioners talk about this. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So eating colors of the rainbow. Now, why? Now, I'm getting back to vaccines with this. When we talk about eating the colors of the rainbow, it allows our body to get first-hand resources that our body needs, right? If I eat a yam, I'm getting some vitamin A and some other things in there. If I eat some of those collard greens that are out there in my yard right now, hey, I'm going to get some chlorophyll, which is vitally important. I'm going to get some other vitamins and minerals that are in that plant because it's growing from the ground and it's going to nourish me. And it's not going to cause things such as inflammation.
Right.
Sadeek, I know you've talked about this before, but a lot of times people get on this kick, man, about eating processed foods, right? And just because you're a vegan doesn't mean you could go out here and eat some Beyond Meat and not think it's going to affect you somehow. Anytime we put anything into our bodies that is not in its natural state, right, it's going to cause some type of inflammation if it's been processed. And then it's going to take extra energy to process that. It takes it away from other things that the body needs to do. Now, let's get back on point on something. So these vitamins that we need to take to support our immune system all begin with what we eat. People, I've heard this time and time again. So, hey, well, can't I just go out to the shelf and get some vitamins and strengthen my immune system? And I say, sure, you can. And matter of fact, if that's all you have access to, by all means, go ahead and do that. But when we look at situations such as food deserts that exist in many communities around the world, access to fresh fruits and vegetables, let me go back, access to fresh organic fruits and vegetables, right, is very difficult many times. And we're going to lose out on the maximum vitality that the food is going to give us. And you can see this yourself. You look in many urban communities, and this is not just here in the States, but around the world, you know, all the convenience stores. How many fresh fruits and vegetables do you ever see in convenience stores? You might see a banana or two.
Just a few. Some
just
apples
a few.
and some oranges, right.
Apples and oranges, maybe at that, you know?
Right.
And so that's all and then all they have is Fritos and potato chips and everything else. Nothing, you know, of superior quality that the body needs in order to build itself and replace itself after 7 years of doing this. So we have to look at that side of things. And that's what I love about being a nurse, is that it gives me a chance to see the impact of a community where my patient is. And I sit down and I talk with them. I get a chance to sit with them and I ask them questions. Hey, where are you from? And what do you eat? What do you like to eat? And I'll joke with them, but all the time I'm making a mental note. And I'm listening. And then it gives me a chance to say, hey, now this is my pathway to teaching them how to get healthy. And many times they don't get that from medical practitioners. I'm not saying all medical practitioners. I'm just saying many times doctors don't have the time to sit there with a patient in a hospital and teach them about how to eat.
Yeah.
And to teach them, hey, that music that you're listening to, believe it or not, that has an effect on your stress. The stress from that has an effect on your immune system.
So
you may not see it.
So Brother Stephen, let's do this, because I'm with the slow and methodical. You have dropped
all right
like a ton of jewels, everything from food deserts to processed foods to plants being firsthand resources. So I want to come back and want to walk back for a minute. We were talking about what a vaccine is.
Yeah,
you answered that, right? Coming from a holistic perspective, the dilution of the blood or saliva into thousands of parts of what the original problem was, and then ingest that in some way, not necessarily in a syringe, right? From earlier practitioners, right? So I want to go through some basic questions that people have inboxed to me. We talked about on the last broadcast. So I want to walk through some specific vaccine questions, and then we can move to some alternative type, how we move beyond that.
Yep.
So
before you start, I appreciate everybody for bringing people into the room. We've gotten up to 32. We want to keep that up there. This is an amazing conversation. You're getting some serious gems.
Serious
so
stuff.
Keep liking, commenting, and sharing this this broadcast so that you don't miss anything.
Because this is important, right? Because the vaccine conversation is really a health conversation.
Yeah.
Right. And so we want to continue to make sure this won't be our last, this won't be our last show, because again, we want to make sure we walk through this. I'm a big proponent of that. So, question. We talked about this with Dr. Mason, and we kind of got an answer. And then I've done my reading, but I need a yes or no to this. If I get vaccinated, because there's other discussion that comes behind this, and there are some myths flowing out in the community about this. If I get vaccinated, does it stop me from catching or transmitting the virus? In other words, if I get vaccinated, I know it's supposed to help my immune system, but does it stop me from catching it and transmitting it? Is there a yes or a no to that?
I'll say emphatically no. In other words, it's not going to stop you from catching it. All right. Okay. So what the vaccine is designed to do, this particular one, is that it is designed to prevent your body from succumbing to the effects of the vaccine by strengthening, or I should say, by teaching your immune system how to find the invader and attack it and get rid of it. That's very key. Because we have to understand something. Not vaccines, but viruses. Man, we're the aliens, believe it or not, in this world. The viruses are in the trillions of billions, if not more numbers than we can even imagine. We can't see them, but they are there. They're part of the ecosystem. Yeah. So you're going to come in contact with lots of viruses in your day. And in particular, with the popularity that COVID-19 has spread, you've got to understand that it's here, it's growing, right? And when we take the vaccine basically teaches the body that says, hey, this is something that's not good for me, surround it, digest it, and get it out of the body. But you can still get it.
Got it.
Right? But you're just not going to succumb to it. That's why they call it asymptomatic. They say, are you symptomatic or are you asymptomatic? Asymptomatic means nothing more than you've got it, but you're not succumbing to it because your immune system is responding. But you can still spread it. And symptomatic is you're displaying symptoms of degradation, coughing, flu-like symptoms, headache, fever, body aches, lethargy, things like that. You're symptomatic. You're displaying symptoms. So here's the thing. The most important thing that you can do in fighting this virus is wearing that mask, washing your hands. And for the life of me, I don't get it when I see people out in Walmart who don't want to wear a mask. But that's the thing that stops the spread is washing your hands with soap and water or using hand sanitizer. That's what prevents the transmission. And when you prevent the transmission, guess what? The infection rates will go down.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cassie, I know you had something.
Okay.
You wanted to talk about.
Let's see. We got a bunch of them here. Okay, so we've been seeing that. Okay, we got this one strain that we've been introduced to. That at least it came here in America probably about almost a year ago to date. And then now we're hearing that the UK and other places are getting this new and improved super strain of COVID. Is this vaccine going to be able to help us prevent getting that strain as well?
So there's a UK strain, a South African strain, a Brazilian variant, as they say in the news. You know. So let's talk about. So now we know what a vaccine is. What it does in the body. It doesn't keep you from contracting or spreading, but it does teaches the body how to respond.
Yes.
Right. So So let's say I get it. I'm in the U.S. I get the current, and then I want to talk about the difference between the two types that are out, but we'll do that after this. But let's say I get one of them, the Moderna, the whatever. It's two different types, right? I get the current one. Will it help me with the new strains that are quote unquote popping up?
So when a vaccine is developed, it is being created to attack a specific form of an invader. All right. My sister, let me ask you this. You walk out of the studio today, you walk out your house, wherever it is, and you see a stranger coming down and he's got a baseball bat and he's looking at you and he says, I'm gonna get you.
Right.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk across the street?
Yeah, I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cassie probably run toward him.
Hey, you can fight.
Wrong question for her.
All right.
No,
you can fight, or you can yell for help.
I'm definitely gonna be smart first and just try to get up out of there. I don't, if I don't have to fight,
Smart
I'm
first.
not gonna fight. I'm gonna be smart first.
That's the point.
Yeah.
What you just said is so key. And this is why I love this, because people don't understand viruses are smart, right? When they see you coming to whoop that, what, they see your immune system, your vaccine coming to whoop that tail. Viruses are smart. They say, I can't win this fight today. Let me go hide. And when I hide, I'm going to watch. Oh, she uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence. I'm going to change my sequence to 1, 5, 2, 3, 6 so that I can hide and don't look vulnerable or don't look dangerous to the police or the immune cells, the white cells that are circulating in the body. It won't recognize me and I can go ahead into the club and have a party. Now I'm breaking it down and making it real simple, but that's what a virus does. So when we have a vaccine and we take it, it's typically only for a particular version of the bug. And when it starts mutating, then there are issues and problems that occur because then you can't keep up. Perfect example. Every year, people get the flu vaccine. I used to always wonder, how do they know which version of which version of the flu they need to create the vaccine for to give it to people so that I'll be immune this year? Well, they're looking on the other side of the world, which is in a different season. They're seeing what's popular, what's happening there. They take a little bit of that bug. They bring it back to the laboratory. They know they got a few months to do it before, flu season kicks in. And they create the vaccine and say, bam, here's the vaccine. It'll fight the bug that's available right now.
Got it.
But with COVID-19, it's the same situation, same scenario. But what's different is that this thing is moving fast. And because sometimes it takes months to create that, we're seeing that now. They can't keep up with the supply. The supply can't keep up with the demand.
Yeah. Brother
Right?
Steven,
Yes.
you got to take a break.
We got to stick a pin with that.
Yes.
We hate to break it, but we have to. Station
Pay the bills.
policy. So, so listen, we're going to stick the pin in that because that was a great question that Cassie asked. And we want to get to some more questions about this. So we got the different strains out there. We also have two different vaccinations that are going out to people. And then we want to get to what do we do in the meantime if you can't get to a vaccination in the next 4 to 5 months?
Stick with us, comment, share so we can keep these numbers going up.
Yeah, we got to do it. Bring people into the room. Let's get up to 50. Let's bring the people in the room. This is a necessary conversation. You're on the green side of things with Sadeek.
Cassiopeia.
And we're talking to Stephen Newburn. We'll see you on the other side.
I'm going.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545. what's up, good people?
Y'all go accept my request on the page. So
Why?
I can do the
Why would we do that?
survey.
Why would we do that?
I'm trying to do the survey.
Why would we let you in? Why would we let you on the? You talking about the Iswiz Book Club page? No. Why would
Nah,
we
we're gonna let you in, Ron. You need to read. I'm with that. I'm definitely put you on.
Somebody please let Ron in the Iswiz. Is it? I thought it was a public page.
I don't know. I don't run it.
I don't know who run it. You got to talk to Shannon and Robin and.
You say what?
Y'all group private like it's something special or something.
First of all, it is something special.
Ass.
Okay.
There's something special. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And you gonna talk it again. Don't get no punishment again now.
Right. They already came in there like, look at her being nice to Ron today. It wasn't gonna last.
He always messes
I think
up.
Asia came in like, for now, like just for a little while.
Just for a little while.
Just for a little while. Just for a little while. Somebody let that man in the page. Somebody let that man in the page, Robin. Please let him in. I said what I said. Herban 2, right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Hello.
We wake up every day to these tests as we strive to be great, and they keep coming, but we gotta persevere, y'all. Yeah, thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one do you have? Thin line, mind of a god, mind of a captain. Which one do you have? Thin line, mastermind, mind of the master. Which one do you have? Thin line, mind of a god, mind of a captain. Every minute I fight with lethargy, striving to be godly, with an intelligence quotient exceeding numerology. Scholar body honorary, school of prophet alum, anthropomorphized lessons so I could become the heartbeat of righteousness. An everyday fight to pump the blood of kings, breathe the breath of life, moving up like Confederates in Yankee territories in the 17th century. But it's a thin line between divinity and iniquity. Mason Dixon hitting it and placing decisions. Division between symptoms of a phenom and a psychopath, gifted and asinine. I want to erase that vertical line on an incline that divides them. Climbing out this box in my mind, it's like having altitude sickness on alpine expedition. Genius vision never fixed in on the depth below. Focus on elevation where others never dare to go. And brainiacs ain't contained in that receptacle. Incredible creative energy becomes perceptible. The cerebral can be an evil alter ego or true pal, and you shall become legendary and futile. Development of a god. I sleep between days.
Yo, we back.
That's what's up.
Yo,
Come on, Cassie, get with him.
Hey, it's that thin line. I'm on the red
Thin line.
line because
Yeah.
I'm a diva.
Yeah.
You gonna catch a fever because I'm hot up in here.
and your soul vegan
is on the way up in here.
Yeah.
And my belly in here.
Yeah.
Not no
She working
jelly
it. She
in
working
here.
it.
None of that. Jelly,
You might be a
belly,
little
nothing.
jelly.
So
I
what's
do
up,
better
y'all?
on other days.
Welcome back to the green side of things.
Yes. And make sure that you guys go ahead, push some numbers back up. I know when we get to catch the break, y'all go
Yeah,
and
catch
get
the
y'all
break.
breaks.
They went into the refrigerator.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's cool. No judgment. It's all good. I see y'all coming back in the room. That's what's up. Let me go ahead and get that 30. And then also, I just got to talk about Sadeek when Sadeek.
I had a 50 moment.
Yes, Sadeek has had this gray hair for a long time, but the skin
18.
is flawless. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we forget, like, he's not an old man. You know what I'm saying?
He is not.
He definitely has. There's some grandma or grandpa you was raised by, because them old man moments
grandmama.
just seep in. You know how you say, hey, you got to wrap it up, and you talking to your grandpa, and you're like, Grandpa, I gotta go. And Grandpa like, okay, baby, that's all good. Could you go ahead and pass me the beer up out the refrigerator? Did I tell you how Grandma used to always? You
Really?
like, Grandpa, I gotta go. And that's exactly what Sadeek did earlier when we were like, we gotta take this to break.
Hey,
lost.
welcome to the break. Where's Steven?
I'm
we lost
here.
Steven.
Oh,
Okay.
there he is.
All right.
I'm here.
Now, let me.
See, Cassie,
I didn't push it. It just did its own thing.
it did his own thing. They didn't believe that when it was happening to me, though.
that's
They were
what
like,
you're on.
Sadeek.
Oh, okay.
Sadeek did it. I just like, it's That's cool. Ron, what's up, man?
Now that it kind of did
we
this
have it?
auto thing,
Let's
it's
put it
only
all
wants to
back.
do
So
it.
we are inside of this vaccine conversation, and we're going through it. I'm gonna just start calling him a doctor. I know he's a RN with like 8 degrees or what have you, but we're talking with Stephen Newburn, and he is just walking through tons of information. We started out talking about what a vaccine actually is holistic beginnings. We've been all over the place in terms of food deserts, talking about the body, but we left off talking about these new strains of COVID and will the virus help us with these new strains? And he likened it to the virus changing sequences or the virus changing forms. And so that's kind of where we left off. And then you start talking about this virus is moving fast.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I kind
And
of,
that it's smart.
And it's smart.
And it knows how to fight me.
So it's fast, it's smart, and it's finna whoop Cassiopeia. So
It's
like,
not.
It's not.
It's not, because I'm
Oh,
quick too.
She is quick.
And I got training, okay? My
That's
mother
true.
is Sensei Butterfly. Don't play with her, okay?
Southside. So shout out to Cassie. So anyway, so let's start there. The variants. So if I get the vaccination, right, does it help me with these new variants that are coming in?
So right now, what again, this is happening so fast. There's studies that are being done. Some, and we have to understand too where we're getting the information. We have to listen to what pharmaceutical companies are saying, and then we have to listen to what our practitioners are saying and learning and experimenting with and understanding in their studies. That's so important. We can't just listen to one source, because I guarantee you the pharmaceutical companies are telling you it's going to work, but then we turn around and see that there's some problems. And let me say this before I go too deep in that, because I don't want people to think I'm against pharmaceutical companies. No, but we have to understand this virus is moving so quickly, and now it's intelligent and it's changing, that the vaccines that were developed for a particular strain may or may not work with new mutations of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you got to understand too, if you look at the great supply and demand issue that is being had right now, and then all of a sudden this virus flips on in, man, it's going to take a long time for you to recover again to make a new one. Now, can I talk about the different types of vaccines at this point, or you want to wait for a moment?
Well, we can go into that. Let's go into
Okay.
So let's slow down for a minute. So let's talk about this. There are 2 different types of vaccinations that are being made available in the United States, because I think there are actually 3 in Europe, right?
Yeah.
But there's the Moderna vaccination, and there is the
Pfizer.
Thank you.
Yes.
The Pfizer vaccination. Now, one has to be kept below a certain temperature, and the other one doesn't.
Yes.
Right? But they are variants of the same technology, right? So let's back up here, because when we do this whole educational thing, usually to develop a vaccination, you would use live cultures and almost like keeping them in chicken eggs, right? And or beakers or whatever, and let it grow, similar to the holistic process you were talking about, until you diluted the strain enough to elicit a immune response in the body.
Right.
What they have done now is, by using messenger RNA, is duplicate the process without using a live culture of the virus, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So now let's talk a little bit about, because I'm curious as to why one has to be kept cold and the other one doesn't. But that's a whole nother story. What are the 2 vaccines that are available to people?
Well, you've already said it. And we also have to understand too that these are patented processes. Using and what they call mRNA or messenger RNA vaccines is a new technology that is now being put onto the forefront to fight viral infections that are out there. So that's why one is different, because maybe in the rush to create it, to get out to the market first, they may have had to sacrifice something or do something depending on what was available to make it. And that's why Pfizer's is required to be at minus 90 degrees, whatever it may be, and Moderna's is not. And only time will tell as we go on in the months that will say which one is better or worse. Okay. But they're both based upon the mRNA technology. There's difficult chemical makeups to get there. It's still a candy bar, but it's a different kind of chocolate. It's a different type of ingredients, but it's still a candy bar. That's kind of like I liken it to. So if we understand that, they're both basically, and all of them are trying to come out with an mRNA version. Johnson and Johnson, I believe, and there's even a new company. I can't remember the name; it's escaped me, but they're trying something that's different that's out there. So the different forms of it. But now. Let's talk about mRNA for just a moment, because many people may not really understand how this process works and why it's so different. And it really hasn't been used before because it's so new. They really wanted to take time to study it. But mRNA is based upon what I like to call DNA technology. All right. DNA, like that's in all of our cells that we have. So I always have to break it down so that a third grader can understand this. Think of mRNA as a technology that says, I'm going to go into the body and I'm going to create a factory and I'm going to create mannequins that look like the invader, but have a special tattoo on it. So as these little mannequins are floating around in the system, right? The human's immune system will look for these mannequins with that special tattoo, and it's called a spike protein in the vaccine technology, but they're looking for that identifier. And when they see it, they say, I'm going to get rid of you, and I'm going to learn from this. mRNA technology is designed to allow your cells to be programmed to produce a replicant of the virus without actually getting the virus. Does that make sense? All right.
Yes. It brings up other questions, but it makes sense.
It does. It does. But we have to look at it in its simplicity, because then what happens is that when you can program the cells to recognize something, it makes it easier to develop new versions of the vaccine to fight the new mutations or different strains that are coming out. That was difficult to do with the older vaccine technology, or let's just say the traditional vaccine technology, because it takes time to build stuff in an egg, right? It takes time to build all those things up. And if you really want to know about something else, we need to talk about that another time, is the chicken industry. And that is it's real big on this. But anyway.
Yeah, let's stick a pin in that. Cassie's got a question.
Yes.
Let's go here.
Right. Right. So now we got something that is synthetic.
There you go.
Body.
Right?
How does the body, so it can program itself. So your body is like, oh, okay, I see this, tattoo that's on this synthetic thing. And if I see the actual real thing coming and it'll kind of look like that, I'm going to attack it.
That's it.
Okay. So that's great. But how is this synthetic invader going to affect the rest of your body?
So hold on right there before you jump in, because let me not ask this, but just say this. This is like the whole mRNA, this whole synthetic piece. Let's slow down and walk through this, because this is extremely important. And somebody put this in the comment section that they are appreciating this conversation, because this doesn't get discussed everywhere.
Right.
And so this is an educational dialogue about what is actually happening, not to tell you what to do, but so you understand what's happening. So the mRNA is a synthetic
vaccine.
Yes, it is a synthetic cell, whatever. It's created in the laboratory, and it is what's in the vaccinations today. And the technology, right, is what is programming the cells, which is a whole nother, that word like sends off whistles. And so Cassie's question is, right?
How does this then affect the body? Is it something that I can get an allergic reaction to? Because, you mentioned earlier that every day we are coming in contact with bagillions of viruses out there, right? So to me, that actually means that that's a natural environment. But now this vaccine is a synthetic version, and we also talked about, it's cool to take vitamins, but it's so much better to have the authentic, organic fruits and vegetables that come with those vitamins. So I guess I'm just trying to understand, does this synthetic particular vaccine, could it pose any other problems or reactions or issues with the human body?
And I can't give you a definitive answer on that. Why? Because the studies are still continuing. And that's what a study is for. It's designed to give you time to look at something, observe, go back, make a reassessment, and then make changes to something to improve upon what you learn and see if that has an effect.
So let me ask you this, because I gotta jump in there, as I got a question, and this is, and I'm asking your opinion. I don't want to influence anybody, so I want to be real careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? But based on the fact that normally substantial data is collected over, say, 5 to 8 years before a vaccine is launched.
Yes.
And we had to get emergency approval for this one to come out. Is everybody, although it is helping, I would imagine in certain areas because it hasn't come out in a broad fashion yet, is this still a part of the trial?
Yes.
Okay.
In my opinion, yes, because it hasn't had the time to go through to see what the effects are going to be on the body in the long term. Typically this may happen over a period of years or even much longer months, but with it being rushed to market, there are a lot of concerns that are out there that we have not truly understood how this is going to affect the body. So we're in an observation stage right now as well.
Okay. I mean, and that's fair. So, all right. So we got mRNA programming the cells. We've got Pfizer and Moderna, right, that are out there. One has to be kept below temp. One can be kept, I guess, at room temperature, what have you. So let's talk about a little bit of where this is headed, because in the news media, they keep talking about this term herd immunity, right? Herd immunity, right? What is herd immunity and why is that the goal?
Herd immunity is a concept that says if enough of us have gotten this, then it's going to prevent the spread of it for the rest of the community. In other words, let's go back and look at growing up. I remember going to chickenpox parties or to measles parties. And I don't know if your mother ever took you to one before, right?
Oh, bro, I didn't go to any of those.
Hey, they
That's
were
so
like,
you could just get it and get it over with, huh?
That's it.
Right.
Hey, your baby's got it. Hey, let me bring my baby and let's get them together. Let them play with each other, touch each other. That's how it got transmitted, right? That's what herd immunity is really about, is that once you get it, then your body learns how to defeat it, and then you can't be affected by it in the future. Because your immune system has developed a response. So that is the goal of herd immunity. Now, just as a real quick info, so you'll know something about this. The way they come up with the numbers of what herd immunity is if, let's say, if one person has the possibility of infecting 4 people, without going into the details of it, 1 out of 4, there's a formula that comes around. You take 1 minus, 1/4, and you get, 70. They say you need about 75 or 70% immunity, herd immunity, in order to defeat a virus that it takes 1 person to infect 4. So in this sense here, that is the goal. But if you have something that mutates like crazy because it understands it's trying to survive, then herd immunity is very difficult to achieve, right?
So you actually need a slow or a dumber virus in order to achieve herd immunity, because it's got to stay in some type of area.
Or you may need to continue to what we call a booster. Remember, we would get booster shots. Guess what? Booster shots are designed to strengthen your immune system and remind it, or to give it new information about how to fight a new strain. That's why we get a flu shot every year, because it mutates, and it's hard to get herd immunity with the flu because it mutates so much.
So that's why there's a new flu vaccination.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know the flu out there it's all the way back from what they call the Spanish flu, but it's just because it started in Spain. But that it hasn't gone. You can't kill it because it keeps mutating. You know. And
that was the one that was a century ago, right? That
it's still here.
Comparing this to
it's still here.
It's still.
That's
here.
why it's so important. We got to look and talk about the other direction of how to prepare your body for that. But I'm gonna be obedient and wait.
Yeah, we're gonna do that after the break. I want to get through some more of these because this is I mean, we literally have people that are taking notes, popping in, asking questions, and so we want to be responsible because we have a great group of listeners.
You see this question from
here.
Michael?
No, what did he say?
Man, he's saying, ask the doc, how do we explain people that have had COVID-19 multiple times when the body should have had a natural response the first time?
Great question, but it comes back down to the same thing: mutations and strength of your immune system.
Right.
If your immune system is weak, I don't care what kind of shield you have, it's going to get around that shield. And if you're weak, you're going to succumb to the effects of it. Right. Yeah. That's why, again, it's so important. The preventative side is so important. That's not being emphasized, and why that's so important.
It's like the three little pigs and the wolf. Like you're like got the straw house.
Right. Your immune system is the straw house.
Man, that wolf like, whoo.
Right. And blow it down.
Blow your house down.
So I got another inbox question, okay?
All right.
And this inbox question is, and this is a real serious one. And so based on which one you are getting, Moderna or Pfizer, was it? What's the name of the company?
Pfizer. You got Pfizer.
That's what I said. Based on which one you are getting, the recommendation is children under 18 cannot take it, or children under 16 cannot. They both have different ages. Did my reading?
Regardless, nobody under 16.
Regardless, nobody under 16. So the question that popped in my inbox this morning was, will and are children being included in the trials for this vaccine, and why not?
The children were not included in the trials because, again, this thing was moving and developing so fast. They had to concentrate on the biggest portion of the population that was going to be affected by this. Many times your children will be with a parent, or they'll be in school, or they'll be at home, but it's more adults that are roaming around and touching and interacting with one another. So they had to concentrate on the target population that was going to be most greatly affected by it. And again, as we look into the chemical makeup and the structure of the vaccines, we don't know what the long-term effects are going to be on children, right? Because children's bodies work differently than adults' bodies in many ways. The liver is not as well developed. Kidneys are not as well developed. Their immune system may be strong. I mean, look at a baby. What's the first thing that they do? Everything they touch. I got a little baby boy. They put it in their mouth, right?
Listen.
So they have a strong immune system. So typically the children are going to have a more robust immune system. So they didn't concentrate on the children at first. They said, let's concentrate on the people who have the weaker immune systems. That's the adult population.
Yeah. Just like when your baby gets sick, and they be cool, and then you get it and you about to die.
Right.
Yeah,
leave the babies alone. We don't need to shoot them with anything else.
Okay. That's an awesome answer. So pretty much basically we've got the adult population that is mostly being affected to this. Now, leading into the break, I want you to speak to this because I want to come out of the break and I want to talk about the preventative, healthy ways we can really help ourselves and the community, which is not really being talked about, right? It's all this vaccination talk, but there are ways to get your body in tip-top shape, and we want to talk about that. But what I want to talk to us about, they released the stat that I think that when you take it's close to 400,000 people who have succumbed to COVID as they state the numbers, but they also state that 80% of them are in the upper age range, meaning between 60 and 80. And they all have what they call underlying causes.
Yes.
So speak a little bit about the danger of these underlying causes with the complication of the COVID virus and why it's such a deadly combination.
Okay. So COVID-19, like any other viral or, any infection in the body, is an opportunist. It's going to look for the weak and it's going to prey upon the weak. Just as a cheetah following the wildebeest, it scans. It doesn't look for the strongest one to fight. It looks for the weakest one to fight. And because it knows that if I choose the weakest one to fight, hey, he's not going to put up much of a fight, right? So our older populations, as our bodies get older, then our immune systems, in the way that things currently are, is that they tend to get weaker as we get older, right? Our bones tend to get more brittle. All of our systems tend to slow down. GI tract. We look at the liver. All of these things occur, and all of the things that we've been doing all of our lives begin to add up and come to its totality. For instance, smoking, COPD, respiratory diseases, diabetes. We can look at hypertension. All of the things that as a young kid we may have had but didn't pay attention to it have a profound effect on us a little bit later on in life because our bodies have changed in their ability to sustain 100%. So COVID-19, when it infects somebody who already has diabetes or COPD, or asthma, or has all those other diseases that are out there, the body has to fight now on multiple fronts. And if you had to fight multiple fights, if you were being attacked, it's difficult to maintain. And if I'm not getting the right energy to maintain my fight, and if I can't focus on one or the other, eventually I'm just going to give up because I'm going to get wore out. I'm keeping it simple. But that's basically what happens with the older generation. And when we think about things of people who have dementia, who forget or just not paying attention to certain, they're not going to take their medications on time. They're not going to exercise. They're not going to do all of the right things. And that creates an opportunistic, quote unquote, environment, as we talked about, that leads to more susceptibility to not just coronavirus, but other diseases as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. Real quick, we know that, Larry King just passed. And he passed from COVID. Do we know what the underlying conditions were for him?
We got a break, so.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't want a long answer. I was just saying if it was no.
No.
We'll come back.
Let's talk about it after the break.
Come back to the break.
Because Hank Aaron, I got a Hank Aaron question too when we come back on the other side. So listen, everybody.
There you go.
We're still in here. We're having this vaccination conversation. We're talking with Stephen Newberg, who is a licensed nurse and nurse practitioner. He's in the southern part of the United States, but we have been walking through this conversation. We need you to like, share, and comment, and come back with us on the other side of the break so we can wrap up and talk about what we do in addition to making sure our decisions are greatly weighed in terms of this vaccination. All right. The green side of things with Sadeek.
Cassiopeia.
We'll see you on the other side.
Hey Chicago, we've all been impacted by COVID, especially in our communities. Help protect Chicago. We need everyone to stay safe and get the facts about the COVID-19 vaccine. Visit the What's in It for the Black People Media Facebook page and www.chicago.gov/COVIDVax for the facts.
Tune in every Sunday. Don't miss it. Live from the West End for the Black People Media Studios. It is the Kickoff Kickback. Join the conversation with the brothers, Eugene McIntosh, Herb Howard, and myself, Terrence Tomlin.
We got analysis live from the stadium. The brother Joe Lewis will be following through. We got great guests coming in, players, personnel, people.
Say what? We do our thing every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, taking you right up to kickoff.
We picking the full slate of NFL games. We talking fantasy football. Gino got you covered on all the bets. It's a kickback.
Make sure y'all join the conversation. Smash that like button. Smash that share button. And continue to help us push the culture forward.
Don't miss it every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, live here from the West End for the Black People Media Studios.
We strive to be great, and they keep coming, but we gotta persevere, y'all. Yeah, thin line, mastermind. Which one do you have? Thin line. Mind of a god, mind of a captain. Which one do you have? Thin line. Mastermind, mind of the master. Which one do you have? Thin line. Mind of a god, mind of a captain. Every minute I fight with lethargy, striving to be godly. With an intelligence quotient exceeding numerology. Scholar body honorary, school of prophet alum. Anthropomorphized lessons so I could become the heartbeat of righteousness. The everyday fight to pump the blood of kings, breathe the breath of life, moving up like Confederates in Yankee territories in the 17th century. But it's a thin line between divinity and iniquity. Mason Dixon hitting and complacent decisions. Division between symptoms of a phenom and a psychopath, gifted and asinine. I want to erase that vertical line on an incline that divides them. Climbing out this box in my mind, it's like having altitude sickness on alpine expedition. Genius vision never fixed in on the depth below. Focus on elevation where others never dare to go. And brainiacs ain't contained in that receptacle. Incredible creative energy becomes perceptible. The cerebral can be an evil alter ego, a true vow, and you shall become legendary and futile. Development of a god. I sleep between dates on the calendar. Can't escape a date with a challenger. Now that's a blind date in the field of vision, but my other senses reveal I'm winning. Yeah. The thin line, mastermind, mind of the master.
Which one are you after?
It's your joint.
Mind of a god or mind of a captive? Which one are you after?
Come on now.
Yeah, such an important song. So we are welcome back to the green side of things. It's Sadeek
And Cassiopeia.
and we are talking to Stephen Newburn, and he is
profound.
Profound to say the least.
Yeah, listen, it's something about, RNs. I always think y'all are smarter than doctors. And there's an extra, you all like actually care and take the time. The doctor come in and he like, okay, yeah, you cool. And then turn it over to a nurse. Nurses are amazing.
Yes.
I love nurses.
Yes, they are. They truly are. Thank you.
So we got super RN, doctor, worldwide. I mean, he's studied on like 4 different continents. This is simply amazing. And we want to say thank you again to you for taking the time out. Because he got to go back on shift right after this.
Yeah, so after this, I'm going back into bed.
Back into bed. But you got to go on shift tonight, right?
Yeah. And when is your break, real quick? So you did 18 hours. You're gonna do 18 more hours,
well,
and then when's your break?
It's a 12-hour shift. But it's 12 hours. We're running.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand just how bad it is. How bad it is in the hospitals right now. But we're running for 12 hours straight. We don't get lunch and dinner breaks like everybody else does. We're here trying to save people's lives. We're on ventilators, who have other conditions. But you know what? I get to fight that fight every day and bring these people back, and that's what I do. That's why I love to do it.
That's beautiful.
I love it. We've got so many comments in the comment section. We got everything from Sharon says her 87-year-old mom ain't taking it. She say give it to the young people. She don't want it, and the young people don't need it. We hear you, Sharon. We hear you out there. And then we've got Jasmine Cook, she loved the analogy about fighting multiple fights, right? Said that was an excellent analogy.
Yeah, with the elders,
Yeah, people are dropping these comments in because that's so true. You can only fight on so many fronts.
Right.
So if you're already diabetic,
Right.
if you're already fighting, lung issues, if you're already fighting glaucoma, right? The body is just in this fight.
Yes.
Yes.
Depending on where you are.
We're
Now
not
you throw
we're not
COVID.
Bruce Lee.
Now you throw COVID in the mix, which is smart, ready to fight and ready to go. It's like, your chances go down significantly.
So we were asking earlier about, Larry King and then Hank Aaron. So we know that Larry King, he actually passed away due to COVID. And we were talking about underlining diseases. Do you know if he had any
Larry had
sick.
everything.
Yeah, he was sick for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, remember, Larry
He's the prime example.
I recall.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then someone asked, Hank Aaron actually passed away 10 days after being inoculated. I'm not sure, I don't know. So right.
Had you heard about that, first of all?
Yeah, I had heard about that. And again, it just goes to show, for me, we need more time to study this thing just to see how it's going to affect us. Because if we understand how it's affecting us, especially the underlying conditions, then we know what to fight, right?
Right.
We know what to fight. But I know one thing for sure, and I'm waiting to jump into it. We got to strengthen that immune system.
Yeah.
You know, and these people, I guarantee you, hadn't been doing that properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's take that. I know you are chomping at the bit, Stephen, to go through this. I wanted to, I wanted to really take time to walk through this. That's why we're here. That's why the green side of things. That's why What's in It for the Black People Media exists. We have a very intellectual, educated, and down to earth. Like, our audience is from all strata of the community, and so we want to be a resource and not just talking heads up here. We want to disseminate information, have quality discussions, and this has definitely been that. Yeah. So that being said, how do I naturally protect my body? And this is why this question rings out for me, because whether you are deciding to take it or not to take it, if you're a part of the general population, it ain't available right now.
Right.
Right.
If you're not a part of the elderly, or you're not a nurse or a doctor or the governor or somebody that's that's taking it for the ad value. And when I say ad, I mean like media ad. Like, look at me, I'm putting it in my shoulder, and it's okay, right? If you're not one of those people that are being a part of the ads to ensure, that we're covering some type of it's safe value for whatever that's worth. I still got 4 to 5 months before I can get this thing. What can I do in the 4 to 5 months to fortify, boost my immune system, and just make sure that I'm not fighting multiple fronts if I contract COVID-19 and my body, has to deal with that? Yeah. How do I naturally prepare myself?
Yes. So let's always stop and go to the beginning. You have to go back to the beginning, because we can get off in so many different directions, this virus, this thing, this way to kill and all that. But unless we come back to the beginning, as I like to say, come back to the Genesis, like in the Bible, and understand how we started and what we were supposed to do, then you're going to miss what the target is all about. So let's go back and say, let food be thy medicine, right? Okay. So that, in other words, that what you eat has a huge impact on your health. Yes. That's why I started out talking about eating the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, I love it. But in particular, let's talk about our immune system. I mean, there's so many other things we could go on, but let's just talk about just the basics of that. Our immune system is our body's way of fighting off infections, and it happens constantly, every day. It's just like the internet. There are people hacking from all different kinds of countries trying to get into your computer and everything else. But what do we have? We have virus software, right? That sits there and it's watching all the traffic coming back and forth, and it's trying to pick out the invaders. Same thing with our immune system, right? It's sitting there and it's analyzing things coming in and out of the blood. And it says, hey, I don't like you. I'm going to extract you and get you out. Right. But in order to fight those things, we need to give it the right fuel. So first things first is you need to have a general checkup. If you have not had a general checkup with your practitioner, all right, you need to go get a checkup. It used to be every year for school, children get a checkup, but when adults get out of school, they stop getting regular checkups. It's so important. Now, I don't care who your doctor is, whether it be a natural practitioner, whether it be a nurse practitioner, whether it be a medical doctor, whatever it is, get somebody else to look at you to have an evaluation of the status of your health. And I recently had one because as a nurse, I'm always, I have to stay on top of it. And I had my blood drawn so that they could look at my blood work, and they could look at my electrolyte levels and things like that. And I found I was deficient in some things. One thing in particular was vitamin D. And I thought, being a vegetarian as well, I thought I was getting enough, but I wasn't. Why? Because I had been forced into working night shift in a hospital and sleeping during the day. So what was I getting less of?
No sun.
The sun. You needed the sun. See what I'm saying, son?
And it was hard for me, because a lot of times Eric and see in the medical field will come in and say, not me, I'm a medical professional. But I had to realize, and I had to go back and say, aha, and I had to say, I'm low on vitamin D. So I can take vitamin D supplementation, and you can get pills. There's several different kinds of vitamin D out there, but in particular, there's one called D3 that most people are going to be deficient in. The sun is very key. Again, goes back to environment. All right. So getting at least 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight exposure is so important each and every day, because when the sunlight hits our skin, activated through the melanin and some other things, that's what converts that into vitamin D, which is actually a hormone, by the way. I don't know how many people know that, but that is an essential element that is needed by the immune system to bolster itself to fight off infections. All right. The other one that's real key is like vitamin C and even vitamin A. These are important because they help to strengthen cell wall structures. All right. Now I'm going to go beyond, come back to our question we were saying, but vitamin A, C, and D are the key things. Now, zinc and some others, those are important too. But if you don't get your blood work done, you will not know what you're deficient in. Or if somebody can't look at you and see, if I see dark lines on the nails, I can see, okay, you got some vitamin deficiencies there. Or if I see somebody's nails and they're clubbing, maybe the little rounded surfaces, I know you're not breathing properly. You may have some respiratory issues. And I'm saying this because there's lots of practitioners that are out there that can look and make an evaluation of you and tell you what you're deficient in. But until you humble yourself and go, you won't know.
So everybody needs to go get a checkup right now, is what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely. You need to do it at least once a year, because how will you know what your status is? It doesn't mean you're going to have to take a shot, but how will you know what you're deficient in?
Yeah.
Right. We have to be able to do those things so that we know. And so, when I found out I had a vitamin D deficiency, I went out and bought a natural, organic, of course, vegan safe supplement that does it. But I knew too, I have to get the primary source. I had to go outside. So I try to get outside as much as I can. As you can see, my office here, it's a little dreary day, but I got lots of sunlight coming in, because just like plants, we need the sun's energy to strengthen our vitality. Very key. Now, before I go off any further, let me check back. Where are we on my question? On the question? Do I
because we're moving toward wrapping up, but we're talking about this holistic way. You talked about we need vitamin A, C, and D.
Yes.
We need the sunlight. We're like plants, right? It's part of I want to address this whole diet thing. They talk about black people succumbing to COVID-19, leading in heart disease and all these kinds of things that are underlying causes. But we talked about it earlier. Food deserts, processed food. I want to come back to, how do I get a better immune response
to being exposed?
Yeah.
And I got a story towards that. So I have a good friend, and he has switched over his diet.
Okay.
He has, become, more holistic in eating and become, plant-based, and he was exposed.
Okay.
And he wasn't asymptomatic.
So he had a few symptoms.
So he had symptoms.
Okay.
But he was immediately able to combat it. Like, I think he stated that he did have fever and chills. He went and got tested, found out he was positive.
Got it.
And then, he was just talking about how he was just like, nah, I ain't going down. I'm not about to be stuck in this bed like people have, been, so I know people that have been shut down for up to 6 weeks because of COVID,
gotcha.
Fighting it. And so he was like, I am not on that. So, had already switched over his diet, but then also started, ensuring that he was getting even more vitamins and eating more holistic foods and being greener and working out and just doing the things he needed to do. And I think he said within like a couple of days, no symptoms whatsoever.
Now that's wonderful. And so that's what, so Stephen, talk to us about some keys. Let's leave the people with some things. They're taking notes. People are still in the room with us. What are some practical things we can leave this discussion with that people can boost their immune system, not walk around in some type of fear mode, right? And know that first of all, I love the fact that you started out saying that the body is perfectly capable of doing self-repair and healing itself. Give us some keys before we wrap up, and this won't be the last discussion, so we don't have to rush through things. But give us some keys that our audience can leave with. What can they do to boost their immune response?
First thing is to eat cleanly. Let's just go there. I mean, you got to eat clean things, because if you don't put good things in, as they say, what goes in is what comes out. And if you're putting good food in, such as organic fruits and vegetables, and I know it's more expensive, but I guarantee you it's much cheaper in the long run when you look at the hospital cost, right? You've got to get used to buying and demanding nothing but the best for you and your family, organic fruits and vegetables. Then you've got to follow a regimen that allows your body to cleanse itself. So some basic keys with that would be try to eat more live salads and foods with your meals. All right. There's a reason, by the way, that a salad is served before the cooked portion of the meal. Whole nother topic, whole nother discussion, which we could talk for hours on. But there's a reason for it, because it helps the body to digest the food. If we're eating more live foods and salads, we're getting more of those live enzymes and nutrients that the body needs in order to build itself. When you eat more cooked food, you kill those live enzymes that are needed to build the body. All right. So some of the key things there: eat better, get an environment that has less stress, because stress affects your immune system as well. All right. If you're around a lot of craziness, get away from it. All right. Especially while you're trying to heal. Clear your mind. Breathing exercises, very key. If you're running around with a mask all day, you're not breathing in as much fresh air as your body really needs. And I like to breathe in, and I like to hold it, breathe as much as I hold it, and then I'll push it out slowly through my lips so my lungs are getting exercised. And we're opening up those sacs in your lungs so they're getting fresh air. People don't breathe enough. We've got to practice breathing. The last thing I would say is watch the type of foods you're putting into your body, like processed foods, because especially something like foods that have high fructose corn syrup, the ketchup and some of the other things, guess what they're finding that a high fructose corn syrup does? It destroys vitamin D.
Wow. And high fructose corn syrup is in
Everywhere.
lot of
Everywhere.
prepackaged condiments that we purchase.
Yes. So we have to become more knowledgeable about reading labels, not being afraid or ashamed to buy fruit. I may only get 2 bell peppers versus 8 bell peppers because the 2 bell peppers are organic. But you know what? The 2 organic bell peppers are going to have a much more profound effect on your body than the 8 that are non-organic and have pesticides in them.
Yeah.
Right? We've got to think about those things. Those are some of the key things here. Without me, I would have jumped into it and go deep on some things, but those are the key elements that I tell my patients each and every day who are recovering from this that they have to do. And cleaning out, that is also important. Whatever form of, you could take a laxative, such as a smooth mood, or drinking prune juice, or eating more apples, getting that GI tract moving. And that was one of the things that got me into nursing when I was in West Africa, because I was coming across people who were only drinking Coca-Cola, high fructose corn syrup, but now this is before COVID, but then they weren't having a bowel movement for a week or so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And if your body's not moving, right? If your body's not moving, you're not moving either.
Yeah. Doctor, right? You a doctor
doc,
to me.
it's all good.
It's coming. It's coming.
How can people, kind of learn more information about you? What can we put out there so folks can stay in touch or get more info?
Oh, boy. Well, I'll tell you, I don't have anything published yet or anything like that, or in terms of a website. I'll get with Sadeek, and we'll make sure that we get something out there so people can get in touch with me, and then we can also share information. And I would love to come back and talk about more things whenever you all like to invite me.
Yes.
We got you. We got you, Doc. We're going to make you a regular contributor. And we love the fact that you were available to come on the green side of things. We've got to begin to wrap our conversation up. So we want to say peace to you. and your family.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again. And then we're gonna take the last couple minutes, me and Cassie, and wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much,
Stephen
Steve.
Newburn.
Appreciate it.
Awesome conversation, and we'll see you a little later.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Wow, what a discussion. Now I put these points in the comments section. Eat cleanly. Number 1, organic fruits and veggies. Have a cleansing regimen. There's a reason for a raw salad at the beginning of the meal. Live enzymes and nutrients. You know, these are things that we can't take for granted, that everybody knows, especially when you start talking about the ordering of meals, right? Why does a raw salad come first? Or why is a salad even important? Less stress, breathing, meditate, take a bath with some candles and salts, right? Real simple things that you can do. And watch the amount of processed foods you eat, like reduce the amount of processed foods.
Yeah.
Processed foods take a heavy toll on the body.
Yes, they absolutely do. And I want to make sure that y'all always remember that, hey, stay in tune with the plant-based lifestyle. Get your plant-based African t-shirt. Follow us, the Plant-Based African, on Facebook and Instagram as well, and stay in tune. And then join us on Thursday for our Black Business Shout Out on Clubhouse. All of this is in the comments section.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want to just say I'm extremely grateful and thankful for the audience that tuned in today.
Yeah, y'all are awesome.
You guys are something else. And then we want to make sure that we shout out the Black Mall because we work hand in hand when we do these things.
Yes.
And what's in it for the Black People Media.
Yes.
Shout out to Tennille Jackson, who just had a birthday. And then we want to shout out to Maze Jackson, whose birthday is coming.
All right now. And shout out to Ron holding it down for us. For
My
the,
man Ron.
For the day.
Ron is the one like, y'all taking too long. Move. Get out the way. It's too much. And then shout out to everybody out there in the audience. Your comments were great. We appreciate you sticking around. And that's only a part of the conversation. We want to continue to give you the opportunity to just weigh properly what it is that's happening. We don't want to rush a conversation for the sake of the media, or it's safe, do it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yep. Turn on your notifications for What's in It for the Black People Media so that you can always be tuned in when we are coming on live.
Absolutely. So for like everybody, we got I Said What I Said coming after us.
Yes.
We had Tennille with Minding Your Own Black Business.
Course.
Before that was the Book of Dawn, and then kicking it off every morning, you've got Maze, you've got Ruthie, and you've got Todd in the Maze Jackson Show, and you've got just so many shows. We got the Bigs. The list just goes on and on. Chris the Critic. We've got the Kickoff Kickback on Sundays. You guys stay tuned in to What's in It for the Black People Media. So for the green side of things, Brother Sadeek.
And I'm Cassiopeia.
We love you, and we'll see you on Thursday. Peace.
WIIFTV.